Tesla stock is absolutely getting whacked today, which comes on the same day that Tesla is announcing the integration, hopefully, of Apple CarPlay into Teslas, which, of course, I anticipate will be very exciting. I'm very excited about it. And will probably come as a software update. No guarantees. We'll see. Maybe Elon will flip-flop on it. But I have to say, yesterday, I drove the Mercedes Sprinter van with Max as we were going to a bunch of house hack properties. And, dude, I mean, first of all, I missed FSD, but Apple CarPlay was clutch. Really like it. I got on the phone with Lauren and I'm like, hey, Lauren, you said the Sprinter doesn't have as many cool doodads as the Tesla, which is true because it doesn't have FSD or whatever. Did you know it had CarPlay? And she's like, oh, I had no idea it had CarPlay. That's great. At least it has something. Because the Sprinter van is kind of like a shell, right? It's not supposed to have all these cool features. It's like a utility vehicle, right? Either cargo van or family van. For us, it's family car. We got 7 kids. Which is why, like, I wish Tesla would make a Sprinter van. Because look, we got the Black X. We got the Cybertruck. We got the Model S Plaid. What else? We don't have a Y or a 3, but we love Teslas. Big fans. So we would love to buy a Tesla Sprinter van. But anyway, so I was talking to Lauren about that yesterday. I'm like, yeah, no, Apple CarPlay is great. It's easy for me to turn on music. I don't have to sync the stupid Bluetooth. It's like much faster than the Tesla. The navigation is integrated much more easily. So I'm kind of excited about Apple CarPlay because it's just an extension almost of your phone. Now, this is great for Tesla users, but what does it mean for Tesla stock? You know, we just had this buddy on Bloomberg who works, I guess, with Ed Ludlow, and he's like, oh, you know, there have been people who haven't been buying Teslas because of CarPlay. Full stop bullshit. Sorry, Mr. Bloomberg. I don't think people don't buy a Tesla because it doesn't have CarPlay. I think, you know, and I've been promoting Tesla since 2017. I think people buy Tesla because of not only like the lifestyle, but that association that you have with full self-driving, safety, sustainability, and fast. I mean, this is like everything you want. Fast car, safe car, energy efficient, like everything about it is like, oh, this is perfect. Like, why would you not buy it, right? And then the full self-driving is world class for the United States. I do think we have a lot of ADAS competition coming with, you know, NVIDIA plays over time, especially what we're seeing in China. Like, we should be really grateful we don't import Chinese cars because there'd be a lot more competition for Tesla, especially with what you're seeing with Xpeng with their robot demo. Like, holy smokes, you all saw that robot demo where it's like, dude, is that robot real? Like, is it a human? And then they unzip it and it's a robot. I'll pull it up and show it in just a moment. But we got to talk about, like, Tesla stock. And so we're going to do that and sort of like trajectories here in the near term. This was the Xpeng robot demo. And dude, people are looking at this like, dude, that's for sure a human in that suit because this is insane. Like, look how smoothly it walks, and they gave it tits. And I'm like, bro, like, can you give guys anything more than they want?
Welcome. Nice to have you. You want to talk about lovemaking, right?
I mean, like, this is amazing. So they're like, the Chinese are really competing hard on robotics versus us. And like literally in that demo, they go up on the stage. You could see it. They go up on the stage and start like opening it up to prove that it's actually a robot. And it's insane because they knew it was so impressive. If somebody's like, it's just a one-legged actor. Well, actually in another segment, because I think people thought that, they also ripped open its chest. You know, there's also a demo here where you see it walking as with just its exoskeleton, which is crazy. I mean, then they show it literally in this Terminator style body. This is wild, dude. That hip movement, look at that hip. And I mean, I love looking at hips of robots, of course. Yeah. So, like that hip move, I mean, nah, never mind. Nobody would look at a hip. Anyway, so the Chinese are kicking butt. The problem is, look, what's the reality for Tesla stock here in the near term? Okay, so let's talk about this. Over the last few weeks, I've made videos on this. You can go back and watch them. I said that the biggest bearish catalyst for Tesla is actually the comp plan passing and then the aftermath. Because see, the most bullish catalyst is the lead-in, this comp plan is gonna pass. So what happens? Traders, short-term traders flood into Tesla stock. So the stock pumps up to like a 470 value, okay? I actually sold a little bit of Tesla stock at like 455 and sent an alert to course members because I'm like, we know what's gonna happen after this, the comp plan passes. It's gonna go back down to 414. I've been saying it for weeks. You could get the alpha report over at meetkevin.com and you could see my rationalization for this. But my expectation is that at the same time as we're getting all this government nervousness around data, traders are going to exit Tesla and take profits near all-time highs. This is also understandable. People also want to diversify, right? Like you could have been in Tesla since 2017, like some of the shares that I have, and it's like you've got huge gains on them. I just got a message. Also, heads up, an investor told me yesterday the reason they invested in House Hack was because markets are coming off all-time highs and they wanted to diversify into real estate with the gains they had from stocks. Good for them. That was cool. That was an investor in House Hack or Reinvest, not a solicitation. Read the disclosures over at househack.com or reinvest.co, same company. And it totally makes sense. So a lot of, I think, this short-term price action that you're seeing in Tesla is traders moving out of the stock. And that's actually going to create an opportunity for longer-term investors to increase their Q without worrying about the P, right? Increase quantity without worrying about the P. Now, there is also, though, a realistic problem with Tesla. And so I just want to be real with everybody here. Tesla is fundamentally very expensive right now. We are essentially fully pricing in a robotic and humanoid future. And Tesla is the most pure play investment that you can get into humanoid robotics right now. So I get it. I invested into Apptronic, both myself personally and with the VC firm that we run. And we invested into that as sort of a diversifier play into private market robotics sort of before what we thought the big robotics boom would be. And so I'm not in disbelief that robots are the future, but Tesla's really your pure play opportunity to go all in on robots in a robotic future, because that's what Elon's telling us, that robotics are the future. So you have to go in here, and in order to justify Tesla $400, you have to take it, this last one I wrote, I did end of 2030, put in 4 million vehicles, which is still double the vehicles we do today, put in Optimi, put in 2 million Optimus, whatever, at $25,000 a piece, let's call it. Put in 2 million Optimus, and you have to put in a sexy margin here. Let's assume, by the way, that built into the margin for the cars is FSD. So I'm purposefully putting, FSD at 0 because I kind of think in order to get to 4 million cars, just include the FSD. Let that be part of that. And I'm not going to price in Robotaxi right now just so we can see what the numbers look like. But we've gone through these numbers before, right? 4 million cars, 2 million Optimus robots by 2030, we're at a 315 price at a 50 PE ratio. If I do this as a software play, I have to run this as a software play to get to 491. But it's not a software play right now. Now, if we throw in Robotaxi revenues, great, maybe. But I'm always concerned that Robotaxis are going to kind of compress, that you're not going to get a lot of benefit from Robotaxis. I actually still maintain that Tesla should buy Lyft. I don't want to say I'm bearish on Tesla long term, but right now we're losing the trader catalyst, which is, yay, stock plan's gonna pass. Now we go back to fundamentals. And the fundamentals right now aren't great. I don't actually think people are gonna buy Teslas because they have Apple CarPlay. I think it is long needed, and it's needed for Teslas. But I actually think you should buy Lyft. Now, I don't run Tesla. Maybe that's a good thing, whatever. But it's a $9 billion company. It's a drop in the bucket for Tesla. Drop in the bucket for Tesla. And I've made this argument for a year now. Okay, Tesla's a $1.1 trillion company. Why would you buy Lyft? Distribution. Tesla can make a great app. I know that. Their software is freaking fire, okay? But what you need is distribution. You need normal, everyday humans that go, oh, I need a taxi. And they open up Uber on their phone. And you want to distribute robo-taxis on Uber, on Lyft. Why not just buy Lyft and have all of those users yourself? You can now prioritize Tesla robotaxis as you expand. You can increase your expansion much faster. You don't have to get people to download the Tesla Robotaxi app and have yet another taxi app. So if you think about it, if you're if you're at a bar and you're like, I'm drunk, I need to get a taxi to go home or whatever, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your reaction. It's probably gonna be Uber. Even though you might know, like not everybody is a big, Tesla fan. Like people aren't watching Tesla videos every day who just want a taxi ride, right? So you pull up Uber and you don't really care if it's a Waymo or a human, you just want to get home. Maybe the next choice is Lyft, but I think Tesla's going to be pretty far down the list in terms of people having that muscle memory of, oh yeah, I want to order a Tesla. Mostly because right now we don't actually have, the market distribution on where these vehicles are. Now, of course, there's a lot of debate. Like yesterday, how do you say her name? Deidre DeBosa or whatever? She was getting absolutely reamed on Tesla because of her comment yesterday about the number of miles that Tesla has driven on, I think I saved it here, I'll pull it up, on autopilot or sort of like full self-driving. And she was getting reamed because people are pissed because they see the rate of change of Tesla's distribution for robotaxis as the game changer, right? Because Tesla is able to expand quickly with a human driver. Now, we're not going to go into like, what's her name? Deidre DeBosa, CNBC. We're not going to get into like a LiDAR comparison or whatever. None of that stuff matters right now. What matters is that we are at a phase of Tesla's cycle. Oh shit, she follows me. No way. Look at that. Deidre Bosa. That's it. I always hear it wrong. But anyway, that's cool. Small world. But anyway, here, I'm just the messenger, she wrote, right? Waymo, fully autonomous miles, 100 million miles. And then Tesla miles with human safety monitor, 1.25 million. Now, obviously, that doesn't include FSD and stuff. But we are just moving in a cycle right now from trade momentum around stock plan to fundies. And fundies are going to take a while to prove. Obviously, this is where people are like shouting out these sort of headlines. Like, here's a headline from 2007, iPhone versus BlackBerry. I had the iPhone 1, by the way. And game changer. Like, the iPhone was such a freaking game changer. And this is why people promote like this rate of change of the robotaxi expansion. I agree. Like, Tesla's going to blow up in service area on all of these. And I actually think they can promote that much faster with Lyft. That's why I think like you can expand the Tesla robotaxi fleet, even with a human safety monitor, nationwide, and get people who want the rides if you own Lyft. Overnight, dude. Overnight freaking game changer, and it's a drop in the bucket for Tesla stock. Tesla investors will probably rally around it, and everybody who owns Lyft would make a big buck. Honestly, I think the cheapest way to get robotaxi exposure right now is probably Lyft. Like, I don't own Lyft. I'm not like trying to pump my bags or anything here. I don't own a single share of Lyft. Like, I own more Tesla than I own Lyft because I own zero Lyft. And Lyft is doing some, fib retracing over here, which is quite nice. It just broke out of the 22 level. It's a very inexpensive company. It's a fraction of the value of Uber because it has also a fraction of the revenue and a fraction of the, distribution. But yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but in my alpha reports, in the Meet Kevin membership, I was talking about Tesla will be going to 414. I mean, obviously, hashtag no guarantees, but I was like 90% confident we were going to go back to 414 after the share plan. And that's not to be bearish on it. It's just traders get out, okay? This right here is traders getting in. Now traders get out. We could stabilize around 350 again. So, in other words, are there going to be dip buy opportunities? Yes. Part of it is going to be fundamental. Part of it's also just going to be like what happens with the economy. If we get I hate to say it, but if we get a crap show of jobs data that comes out over the next few months, yeah, Tesla's going to get hit as well. So there is a probably near-term window that you're going to be seeing Tesla at a discount. And that is not trying to be long-term bearish Tesla. It's just you're on fundamentals, which are elevated, and you got government data people are going to be nervous about. So Apple CarPlay is fantastic. Buying Lyft, fantastic. Future of robotaxi, I'm hopeful. I'm not, I liked my robotaxi drive. Did you all see Karpathy's tweet on FSD? But if you type in Meet Kevin Robotaxi, you could see the video. It was actually very smooth. When I went through and I did this tour right here, Tesla Robotaxi, this changes everything. This was actually a fantastic experience. And you don't see the whole video because, it was like a 45-minute drive around. But I'm with Ellie And I'm just chatting with Ellie in the back of the Robotaxi. And, you know, we're just talking about like random things. And she's like, how come you're not nervous that nobody's in the driver's seat? And it's probably just because I've been, you know, trusting in Tesla's autopilot since, you know, 2017. So we're coming up on 8 years of me doing this autopilot stuff. And it's awesome. Like, it's just a really good technology. I'm a really big fan of it. Now, obviously, there are going to be cases that you run into situations. Like, obviously, we had a U-turn there to a police roadblock. But those edge cases are true, too, when I'm driving. You know, it's like, you know, you're going to be good on the highway like 99% of the time. And then you come up to those weird turns and you're like, I'll just drive it here, right? Probably doesn't help the algorithm actually learn. But I'm a big fan of the technology, and I don't think you can poop on it. I just hope Elon really gets into more models. Not women. I think he's got plenty of that going on. But new models. Sprinter van. I don't think the Cybercab is going to be a big seller. I think the Cybercab is a mistake. And not for FSD purposes. Like, if you want to go Cybercab for Robotaxi, great. You know, this is his profile picture right now, his PP on X. And I think that the Cybercab is a mistake for mass production. I think you should be doing a 4-door, 4-seat vehicle, a 2-door, 2-seat vehicle. Only like wealthy people who have money sitting around are going to buy this. And it's not going to be a good selling vehicle or a great selling vehicle. Unfortunately, it would probably be like the Cybertruck, which a Cybertruck is a great car. Like, I will shill the Cybertruck any damn day. It's just not going to sell well. So it sucks. So more models is really what they should be focused on. And I don't know if we're going to get that focus there. Now, Tesla also did vote down the XAI funding, which I actually advocated for. I advocated for voting down the XAI funding. I do not think that Tesla, a public vehicle with great funding, should be investing in a private money-losing enterprise like XAI. Not only do I think you're competing against commodities, there's nothing unique anymore about Grok over Copilot or GPT. Like, they're all converging to the same end. GPT's already seeing their user growth slow down. And so Tesla shareholders, I think, were smart to vote down Tesla investing in XAI. Now, there's this rumor that XAI is raising another $15 billion, which, of course, Elon Musk is saying is false. But he always does this. You know, it's probably because it's more. You know, he might be raising more money. He might be raising $18 billion and he calls it false. Or he's, you know, raised $1 less and he calls it false. You know, he could find any little loophole to say why this is false. He did this with the cancellation of the Model 2, basically, as well, when Reuters was talking about it. So you have to take this with a grain of salt. You know, his comments in terms of why it's false. But I do think that a Tesla should not be investing in a private company that is losing money hand over fist without disclosed financials. Like, if XAI was so great, go public. Then retail could invest directly into XAI. But I don't think Tesla should do that. I think Tesla should take that money and instead of investing in XAI, make a new model, like a Sprinter van. So that's my take. So short term, there's a reason to be bearish, not just economically and data-wise, but, you know, just fundamentally for Tesla. So this is expected. We knew this was coming. We've talked about it on the channel. We talked about it on the Alpha Report. It's not a surprise. And serious investors are going to look at this and go, hey, you know, it'll create an opportunity to buy it cheaper if you're really long-term bullish Tesla. You know, some people are going to wait until the valuation aligns a little bit more with fundamentals and take it from there. But broadly, this is my take, and I still think they should buy Lyft. So that's my take on what the hell's happening with Tesla.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.